What's up, friends? Hello, hello. Happy Wednesday. It's, of course, time for some FACEIT League. We've got Ultimension taking on Hivemind Villains here for your featured matchup on this channel tonight. Both teams made it into day 2 of the Master Qualifiers. Hivemind Villains got one series. What am I doing? I'm meant to go to standings. Got one series away from making it into Master Division. Unfortunately, do end up getting 3-0'd. Ran into SNV Esports there in that lower bracket round 3. Here, we can go ahead and just pull that up. We're one series away. We're so close to Master Division, they could taste it. You know that's got to have left a chip on their shoulder headed into Season 4. So they are coming in 3-0. Although I don't, Zenith doesn't exist anymore. I believe that was a forfeit win. And First Flame is like their second team. That's like a team Race Ace made just kind of for fun, just to have fun and compete and stuff. But FF Heat Wave is their like primary squad, is the Dangerous squad, the Ducio squad. So, you know, take those with a grain of salt. Yuzu we had on last week for week number 1. I mean, it looked decent. I don't believe they took the dub. If I remember correctly, Yuzu did fall in that one. And Villains able to 3-0 pretty swiftly, it looks like here. Ultimension, you don't have to go too far down to find them. They are sitting 2-1, but their 2 wins have been forfeit wins. The majority of Blast Off Buds reunited with Baz on Dildux. Ultimension, their only game is to the 4-0 Jurassic. So it's tough to judge their strength this season. In the Master Quals, they made it to lower bracket round 2 before running into Euphoria, who has since disbanded. Yeah, it looks like it's just Morlock and Seagull that came over from Agave Coven. But that is definitely a recognize. I think that's where I was calling Seagull Lugus was during Ice Age. When I first saw the name, that was my first exposure to Seagull. So and they were making fun of me. The squad was making fun of me for calling him a Lugus. That's where that came from. Okay. Starting to put the pieces together. Let's get into some map bans. All picks and bans are done at the top of the series, including hero bans. You can still repeat hero picks. As far as you can choose, you can ban out the same hero multiple times throughout a series in expert and below. And you can also ban 2 of the same role within the same map. So 2 tanks can get banned out on the same map. So just a little variation there if you're new to the channel, new to FACEIT League for this season. It is a little bit different from Master Division and OWCS. The Active Vault ban, and we end up on Blizzard World for map number 2. That's Hivemind Villains pick. We always go to Blizzard World. Those alternate dimension fellas. I don't know, but there's something about them. I just like them. Thank you, Ilugus. Look at that. We got invites. We've got a map pull screen. Let's go. Lijiang Tower, Blizzard World, Colosseo, New York City, and Route 66. Here for your Wednesday night NA expert matchup. Farah and Torbjorn ban here to kick things off. And Ultimension said, we don't like Torb. Yeah, so Torb banned out 4 of the 5 maps. So I guess they were feeling a little spicy on Colosseo. And the alt squad banned out of Farah. Had to shake it up a little bit, I guess. I can't wait to have Reinhardt as an announcer in my games. I won't put custom crosshairs up. I think that's silly. I think it's distracting, personally. It's just a personal preference. But I will absolutely put Reinhardt up going, oh, welcome to Lijiang Tower. That was kind of a cross between Winston and... Oh, hey, Billy. Check the emotes. I got bow emotes. I saw that. We caught them kind of in the first fight in overtime where they won, and I was like, ooh, okay. This Chrono squad not going down quietly into the night. Margaret and friends here with the Juicio comp. out from Ultimension. Oh no! Jambon just immediately puts Cajun down into the drink. Cajun sitting on passive 3% and makes a swap over to a Junk Queen. What a start. That's how you kick off a series. All right, villains. All right, villains. Immediately living up to the name. Hadn't even got a chance to talk about their composition. Basically running the hazard comp, but without the hazard. Everything else is the same. Warlock making the jump over the middle. And doing just a little scouting on point, kind of escorting the way, clearing the way here for Smarties to move in. Looks like Ultimension want to try to surround as they've got a 2-3 attack going on. Cajun fighting it out here on the front line. Taking a good bit of damage from outside, just kind of dancing around that little bit of cover, but Nino is able to get in, pick up them, and Smarties as well. Kind of a good headshot and jam bomb with the finish. Almost have Minefield ready to go here from Jambon. I mean, picked up so much percentage off that original boop. A little bit of a roll through, trying to pressure, but Nino's managed to work in behind. Came in and found the support, so they're in the Mega Room. While Jambon was keeping Cajun distracted. Now, I mean, Cajun's able to respond. A couple of kills going in Ultimension's favor. We're going to get Jambon rolling out. We'll see if Cajun was on the hunt here. Had the shout. Just going to go ahead and move to the point. A couple of shots into Crumb. Got them close to half health. A kill on the Crumb to keep the sound barrier out of this fight could be just the ticket, as we're going to get dueling Kitsune rushes over the point. But there's a giant minefield just laying across the blue fox tiles there. Push to the outside, but Cajun's able to run back in. Nobody from Ultimension really pushing past the mines just yet. The sound barrier comes out just in time to save Jambon. We're going to get at the response. Morlock has yet to throw theirs in. Smarties gets 2 with the pulse. Oh my. No, still going to pull off the blade, but this is the sound barrier Morlock was waiting for. Beautifully timed. Still, I mean, Smarties gets their back in a corner. But the flip is here. Dimension get control of the point. Not a moment too soon. 99 on the board there for the villains. All right, Joker. Thank you so much. I appreciate the raid, my friend. You have a good sleep. And I appreciate you just getting here and casting some expert and helping me, get a lot of these teams out here. And I love it. I love it. Keep it up, my friend. Keep it up. Whoa. There's still a couple players hanging on here from Dimension. Omedi, just the one. The ball is a touch late. Oh, Morlock was trying to get back on as well. It would have been a pretty desperate situation for the Ducks on that one. Yeah, there are a couple of teams called the Ducks. And then, of course, we labeled the Quacks this morning, which is Quick Academy, right? It's Quacks. Not to be confused with, Duck on Quack, the player. Anyway. I know, it's foul humor. What can I say? Cajun with the overrun to get out of there, regroup with the rest of the team as they put themselves in a very precarious spot. But fortunately, had the cooldowns to get out. Then I'm moving on to the Symmetra here. It's going to find first blood. He's using the turrets to kind of gatekeep this entrance and make it very difficult for Dimension to find any room to work with. Smarties is in a little bit of trouble, but they're able to get out. Yes, there's the bow dance. Bow dance is fantastic. Cajun was low, but now with the cardiac overdrive, immediately that health bar just starts soaring up. Just stacking ticks down there in the bottom. I mean, the overrun thrown in combined with the orbital ray. The orbital ray is a little bit behind the rest of the team. It's a pretty good disengage coming in from the villains. Cajun assisted a kill to take Connie down. So, I mean, you do take the Cole out of this fight. And you get just enough value out of the orbital ray to get control of the point. So, Dimension don't feel confident enough to try to push up and hold choke there. Connie is returned with the Coalescence in the pocket. There's the overrun in, and Smarty's going to pull out the blade. Dancing around the photon barrier from the other side. Clash is able to find a pick. Double ults thrown into this, as a matter of fact, as we did get that Coalescence invested as well. J-Bond and Crumble will combine for an exit pick, and you know what? That's just more percentage being built up here. Tier, thank you for the follow. Faded, what's up, my friend? Down 50 pounds since leaving college. Congrats. That's incredible. Congratulations. Keep it up. Keep it up. Rally up there from Warlock. What's going to throw in the OC as well. Trying to push through the sound barrier from Crumb. Cage fight. Looks like it's caught quite a few in it. The sound barrier is faded. Annihilation will keep Extreme Jambon alive through it. Well, only temporarily, I'm afraid. More damage than the villain knew what to do with on that one. That's a nasty stagger. That's exactly what Dimension needed. That helped him kind of catch up in this percentage. Dangerously close to one fight territory as far as, you know, if Dimension loses it, it could be a rush to get back. If anybody gets staggered, it could be a 4v5 there with 84% on the board for the villains. So getting that late stagger, building this up to over 50. Very good. Now with one more fight win, they're able to tie up some percentage, and they're going to use this orbital ray to do it. Can they find the value with it? It's kind of in an awkward spot back here. Suppose kept Morlock in the back line alive through. Cajun does eventually regroup with this overrun. And Damvelwood comes up with another pick. So there you go. The Ducks are able to feast. They find a big old slice of bread on top of the pond there. Dimension are hoping for this Smarty's Blade to send us on over to a third round. 2 slices in onto the Cole. Connie is finished off, and you force Clash back. In fact, everybody trying to peel, and Smarty's is still able to escape. Wonderful aggression thrown in out of alternate dimension. And they are going to send us over to a round 3. We're headed to Gardens. Wait, no. Night Market. We started on Gardens. 2 fish here. Thank you for the follow. Okay, jam on into the wrecking ball. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. There we go. Coach Luggle in chat. Good to see you, my friend. This is Faded as the GOAT. Jamon not able to find a cheeky first pick this time. And both tanks off the battlefield right off the rip. Bunch of squishies left here trying to hold the point where the Ducks do have control. Recall forced out. Yeah, that's not going to fare well. Oh, I say that. I mean, Nino is still able to stay alive. Kicking and shooting. Jambon returns to find a pair. What a nice move. I thought once I saw Smarties coming in and Devilwood got the initial shot versus out the early recall, I thought Nino was going to be in real trouble and just going to be a kind of a systematic dismantling there. But really nice move out of Nino, able to find that pick onto Smarties, kind of break the ankles of Devilwood there a little bit. Not entirely, but I mean, enough to get the pick, to stay alive through it all. Now has a pulse bomb coming into this next fight. The blink on in, lands it. Morlock is gone. Neno getting red hot here as we head into night market. My goodness, what a start. Just watching anime and reading manga. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. That's the life. This is your team? Well, there you go. Hey, so appreciate you being here. Wait, which one is your team? Hive Mind? Is Hive Mind yours? Forgive me if that's a dumb question. But I'd rather ask and, you know, appear dumb than, you know, stay dumb and not ask. Smarties, I mean, returns the favor onto Nino, but Nino is able to get that kill. Soundbarrier invested from Crumb, though, and despite that, the villains are still down one in this fight. Let's go back onto the point here. I'm watching Nino just run around and pick up megas. Meanwhile, Dimension's going to move in and completely take over on the objective. Both support ults available here for Dimension to hold on to this point. Try to swing it again, just like they did on Control Center. Smarty's in a bit of trouble on the outside. Ooh, able to duck behind the lion statue just long enough for a heal pack to come through from Warlock. Watch for this push in on the outside. Jambon is scouted out. Still, Devilwood has their back to the Wrecking Ball for now. Yeah, that's trouble. Nino comes in, not able to get the pulse. Pile drive in, but the cage fight is up. Still, Jambon has mines all over the objective. Oh, no. Jambon, I'm sorry I missed that one. Mines inside the cage fight. Cage ends up just locking themselves in with a big pile of glowy death. Smarty's pushing on to the point. It gets taken down too early. They have not initiated the overtime. They have not started the OT. Cajun does move on to the point at the very last second. Got a lot of health from that adaptive shield. Able to hang on to this back line. Gets low, the Curie. The push off the side. There's no swift step, but the Curie climbs back up and Connie stays alive. Devilwood is able to find Clash through this. Ooh, that's a very low Morlock. Seagull just trying to keep everybody alive through this. Soundbarrier in from Crumb, but Nino is taken down. Warlock able to find a key pick. Devilwood's going to pick up one as well, and Ultimension hang on through the back of this fight. Okay, I figured it had to be two fish. Keep an eye on Clashes where you're heading back into this one. It's a high ground approach, though, from Champon. Yeah, I was going to say, Clash looks by themselves down there. I was just thinking the same thing. Cajun makes the read. And the lonely Clash goes back to spawn. One is the loneliest number, so send somebody else back to spawn. We're going to get a 99-99 fight here to determine Lijiang Tower. Mines thrown out from Jambon right under the point. Well, you know what? One good set of mines deserves another. Oh, Nino picks up a kill with the pulse. Overclock comes down from main, but the stick is good. Smarties hits it, and Connie finds themselves in the mines, as done Crumb. Both supports fall to the lingering minefield. Seagulls and Smarty versus Jambon left on this point to take map one. Smarty's going to blink outside, put some extra damage in. Seagull gets the kill. Is there anybody left to touch? The answer is no. Dimension bring it back for two sub-matches in a row. And we'll start off with a 1-0 lead. Ninja Mama, thank you for the follow. Yes, classic highlight intro. I am a Wrecking Ball enjoyer. As such, I enjoyed that third sub-map on Night Market. Well, I must say, I did. Ah, it was a close one. I know my Villains fans were disappointed, but, you know, it's okay. It's okay. It's still lots of Overwatch left to play here. What stands out to us stats-wise? So, no, definitely had a great round, but Devilwood right there, most damage. Well, say that. I mean, that's all for the DPS, really. I mean, hit 5k damage, or hit 5-digit damage, rather. All right, we're gonna get a little bit of side swap here. We were headed Blizzard World here for map 2. That's going to be a Hive Mind Villains map pick. Alt Dimension banned out Eichenwalde. Let's go take a look at our hero bands here for the second map. I remember the Torbjorn ban. That's not going to change. Well, it'll change once. So it was a Juno ban here out of... Oh, but I do have to swap the sides on the Torbjorn. Hateful Puff, thank you for the follow. Jambon just cursed out his team. Oh. Let's get into map 2. Heard Ninja Mom was in the chat, so I had to pull up. Hey, I appreciate you. Back high ground defense with the Zenyatta. So we're rocking the Briggs Zen defense here out of the Villains. Could that be a break point that Dimension might be able to exploit? That's a cool Widowmaker skin, I gotta say. Ooh, jump up, a dangerous move. Clash puts themselves right in the crosshairs. Unfortunately for them, Devilwood can't quite line it up in time. Nendo's able to find more like they're on the high ground. Limping back. Good start for the Villains defense, finding first blood. You can see Jambon trying to follow up on that. Steals the Mega away. See if they can find either the carry or the Widowmaker. Either would do. Continues the pressure, a little back and forth, gets a couple boops out of that. Meanwhile, Cajun's on to the point. Back onto the Mega. Ooh, good peel, good peel. That was Smarties who was able to follow in behind Nano to ensure they didn't get the kill onto Cajun. Very nicely done. Has been a bit of a trade out here. Let's go check back in on the front line. Wrecking balls right at each other like a couple of pool balls. I'm actually getting that one adjusted, Billy. That's why I did have a little feedback. I want to adjust that particular emote just ever so slightly. I mean, I really love it. It's adorable. But just the animation. I mean, as a former professional animator, I'm picky. Morlock with a pair of kills. Finds Connie and Crumb were just cornered up. And that vulnerable backline I was talking about ends up breaking. That minefield is on the outside, but Jambon falls. Let's check in with Smarties back on this point. Dueling it out with Cage. And we know Nino is hunting Morlock in the back line. Clash will eventually go down. I think Nino's still hanging out here, yeah. Yeah, moves in for the execution. Followed up brilliantly on that Discord on Seagull. 2 ticks picked up, but still missing that third. Smarties goes down after recalling out of the pulse bomb miss. And the defense with a brilliant retake. Nino with a exceptional positioning there to stay alive and then come in, find the Discord. Wonderful call. You know that call was made onto the carry. Nino was all over it. Executes perfectly. Gets the one clip. Brilliant hold. They're out of the villains. Discipline. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate you. That's going to be a offensive minefield to take away this back high ground. Kitsune Rush pointed at that vulnerable backline, but Cajun takes too much damage, can't quite pursue. Sound barrier answered by the Transcendence out of Chrome. Jambon's able to pick up one through that, and Connie responds with the rally. Clash slows down the overclock to accompany it here with less than a minute to go. This defense investing heavily to retake this point, and it's going to work with an early kill from Jambon in the fight. It's a disengage here with 45 seconds left out of Dimension. Ooh. Oh, let's check out some, ooh, nice boop in the back. Devilwood trying to jump up and follow up on that. Cajun is able to find Crumb, so just brick heals left, but ends up a little disorganized. Devilwood boot back down to the low ground. Nobody with that precious high ground control. Clash says, hey, wait a minute, I like to sit up here. Here comes Cajun trying to take it away with the adaptive shields. Gets himself a little bit extra health. Hey, it's enough. With some help from Smarties, they pick up that kill, but Nino is still alive and well on this point also. Now the Smarties is trying to duel the Brigand in the back line. Fortunately, Morlock gets the touch, but Nino continues to be the superior tracer throughout this map. And we will get a full hold here on point A. Not a pure full hold, still 90%. Still room for the fuller hold, but no point on the board there for Alt Dimension. Okay. So Mission settle in on the Diva here to try to make this full hold happen. Devilwood does not look convinced on the venture pick. 10 seconds to figure it out.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming. Defend objective A.
Yeah, nobody's there yet. they're still making the run. Ooh, the green and purple looks good. The emerald guns with the glad skin, that looks good. All right, Jambon already with a position to stage, but gets forced out. Looked like a couple of boops there. I don't know if that was Coach Gun and Whip Shot or just the Whip Shot. Nino with some early penetration here into the back line. They're able to take control of that Mega on that far side. Discord onto Cage, and oh, they're in real trouble here. Does have enough defense matrix to fend off Nino. Here comes the peel out of Smarties. Smarties is taken down low in their own right, and Devilwood finds a pick on a Crumb. So barely hanging on through that onslaught. Cajun's back and mech in full strength. Smarty's trying to make it back out. Here comes Nino in hot pursuit. Jambon grabs that Mega. You gonna roll back to the high ground? Absolutely. Great in on a Nino. Jambon returns back up top. Gets blown to smithereens. Just pieces of wrecking ball lying around. Beautiful falling headshot on to Nino. That was slick. Love to see it. Love to see it, Devilwood. Discord on to Cage, and then they make it out alive again with, like, no health. Smarties moves in and finds the vulnerable Crumb. Can't quite get the stick onto Connie. But Neno had such a fantastic defense on the Tracer. Smarties is equaling it here so far, but you know what? Only halfway done. Still work to do. And we're starting to get some ults online here for Hivemind Villains. Crumb finds Seagull out of the gate, so the Honor, the only one left to heal. The Nano Boost taken out of the fight. Morlock does have the rallies able to pick up one, but is quite low on health here as the Transcendence has been invested from the attacking villains. Bob thrown on the point, though. Still, Devilwood can't survive. Now Clash drops in that overclock. Oop, that is a self-destruct. Was hoping to take care of the Diva. Can't quite get it. If Seagull can return, it's time to get the Nano in. They do! Cajuns nanoed up. Can they get anything with it? The Bionade lands on the Connie and on the Jambon, but mines have been thrown all over the objective, and Cajun is just bouncing them around him like a ping pong ball. Oh my. That was not pleasant. Devil would try to hang on. Few prestige percentage left needed here for Villains to tie up the series. Cajun returns on the Wrecking Ball. See if they can help in this insurmountable defense. Smarties is able to get a pulse. A stick here could do it for either of our, either of our Tracers. So then once again comes back out on top. The pulse will actually. Let's see, either the pulse whiffed or Cajun was going to eat it. One of the two. Villains will get what they need. We are locked at one apiece. Stats there for map 2. Felt like Nino had a great map. The stats are going to reflect that. 19-2 there for Nino on the Tracer. 18-2 for Jambon and the Wrecking Ball. There was actually Clash, who's leading the server in damage. There in the Soj. 13-3 overall, but with that 7,300 damage output, yep, that'll take the lead spot for that map. They know 19-2 on a Tracer, though. For your Tracer only to die twice, I mean, we saw the chops, that coming from the other side. But I mean, Smarties as bad as game as the Smarties. And still, Nano only dies twice. It's a spectacular Tracer performance there on that map. Do we have any other matches still ongoing while they're finishing lineups? Ooh, Zeus has come back on Aurora. Okay. Oh, and now that match is on hold. Interesting. Interesting. Oh, it looks like Zeus took map 2 and map 3. Oh, and they're headed to a map 5 is how that's looking. Oh my. All right, we're headed to Colosseo here for our third map. We do actually get a change in bands. The only map we don't get the Torbjorn band. Now it's going to be a Pharah band in here from Alt Dimension. In Hivemind, it's kind of interesting. Ban out the Tracer. So, where Nino did so spectacular on that last map on the Tracer, Hivemind are going to take it off the battlefield here for Colosseo. To be fair, this was a Alt Dimension map pick. All right. Nino will take advantage of having the Torbjorn available here for this one map. And Cajun is pulling out the hazard on the other side. So a good time to pick the Torb. Torb robust enough with that overload to survive the dive of the hazard. And see, it's popped there, gets the extra armor, but what a wall! Cajun just caged Nino inside, said, you're not going anywhere. Pinned him in with a brilliant jagged wall. And Nino's going to immediately swap over to the Genji. And that felt like a little bit of a ridge, right? Like, Cajun's like, hey, you're supposed to be the counter. Nino kind of took over their map 2 to tie up the series, and Cajun just puts all their attention and take Nino out of the fight. First thing, right off the starting line here in Colosseo. Ooh, Nino low again there in the back line. Camera jumping in over the top. Clash still had the Violet Leap to get back out. Smarties goes in and uses the deflect to try to help Cajun here. At least protect them on this disengage. Clash coming up on a overclock, as you're saying that too, Fish. Sit on the high ground at 97%. Oh, but Nino dies down low. It's going to be the Sojourn from the other side. Devilwood comes up with that kill. Cajun very low on the point, and Clash finds Devilwood. A couple of shots coming through from Smarties, though. And, I mean, we're going back and forth through the kill feed, alternating blue-yellow. With a moment of quiet, Dimension gain a little bit more meterage here on the bot. Jamba just slamming on the brakes and pulls back out the other direction. That was a cool move. And then it was a brilliant slam. God, that slam seemed to hit everybody. My goodness, what a pile drive. Four ultimates thrown in, both overclocks amongst them, and a couple of support ults as well. Flash will finish off Cajun with that disruptor shot, and you know, some damage from this OC. Nobody from the villains dropping as they're trying to pursue this 5v3. See if they can find any staggers here at the very end. Jam on with the right side approach. Nino is hiding directly beneath everybody. Yeah, it comes up top with the blade immediately with the pile drive. Well-timed assault there out of the villains. You got a very low Devilwood. Ooh, somehow gets away from that slice, or maybe the heals came in just as that slice did. It was hard to tell, but now the downpour response out of Cajun is good enough to find two. Cajun is very low. Smarties is very low as well. Jambon will finish off the former, but Smarties is still kicking in the corner. Able to dash out, and Devilwood with the cover. So the Ducks from Dimension able to go tit for tat through that fight. And despite some wonderful aggression and a really well executed dive, they're out of Jambon and Nino. Dimension come out with it. Smarties now has a blade of their own. Two shots on to Crumb, and Crumb is down. Another two slashes to Clash. Woo! And that's all three C's taken off of the Hive Mind squad. Smarties with a four-piece. What a beautiful display. That was just a work of art there out of Smarties. Fortunately, Smarties does not make it back into the corner to get this rotation. Considering much available, 10% ahead of Seagull's Orbital. Jambon turning the heads, and Nino's able to sneak up while the distraction is there. Does have to use this deflect to get back down, but there's a Kitsune Rush waiting on the bot. Don't think Ultimation's really going to give him that fight. At the tail end here, they're going to throw in the sound barrier and try to engage. Devilwood's going to pop the overclock out of the back line. Double support ult's invested in this, as a matter of fact. Smarties has first blow here through this engagement. First kill, that is. The 3-year-olds buy some space, but do only net the 1. Now, Devilwood with a good response here. Smarties is going to fall, but Devilwood answers once again. So, 2-for-1 trade favoring Dimension. Villains throw in a sound barrier here, hoping to get Nino up to the rest of this Dragon Blade. Mere 15 meters, roughly, separates our two squads as they battle it out for Timothy Smith here in the middle of the map. Jambon with a big roll through, but I don't see a whole lot of reinforcements there. Ooh, can't quite get out. Just too much damage. The jump away from Devilwood. Ooh, actually manages to escape. Nino falls down onto the Mega. Smarties finds 3 and throughout the second half of that fight. And that's going to be checkpoint picked up here for Ultimension. It's a good tip, not quite as well executed that time. I think Dimension were ready for the pile drive dash through. Orbital right now thrown up from the top. Doublewood hits the overclock. Seagull could be in a bit of trouble, but with 2 DPS ults up top, Dimension have dominated that top street, leading all the way back to the magical checkpoint and a map victory. Jambon will cut some sustain off of this composition, though, with a pick on to Seagull. And that has allowed Villains to move in and kind of leverage this fight back into their favor. Crumb coming up with 2 before Morlock will take them down. There are a couple of ducks hanging around still on this point, but Devilwood's so low. Whoops, sorry. There's Clash getting the kill. Villains bring it right back the other direction. I mean, it's a series that is just so tough to judge who has the lead. Obviously, I mean, Ultimation have the lead in this map. But these two teams have felt so closely matched up tonight. Minefield thrown out right at this choke. Morlock is going to get caught in it. Devilwood muscled down as well. So a really nice minefield at Jambon. That allows you to hold on to both support ults through this. You just use the one ultimate to win that fight. Very economical, very well placed to deny the escape around that corner. That was spectacular. Like, nothing fancy. You know, you didn't see, like, the fly-up mines all over the place, pile drive. I mean, just sitting on the ground, perfectly placed, perfectly timed minefield out of Jambon. Now rolling in the back, just harassing Devilwood and friends a little bit. Checkpoint has been picked up here from the Villains. Connie's going to toss this Kitsune Rush all the way down this long street. Sound barrier in response out of Morlock. Smarty's getting in over the top. Cajun gone in, looking for the back line as well. Smarties picks off 1. Nino's going to pull out the blade. Let's get in with the other Genji here. See if they can find more with this Dragon Blade. Catches Seagull as they're trying to drift into the way, into the sky. It's a 2v2 left on the point.
Secure and ready to move.
Smarties. Smart tees. I guess it could be smart ties. Yeah. One meter lead here for the Villains. They're able to pick up through that last fight. None of the first to drop. Smarties is going to pull out the blade. Heads up to the high ground, finds Clash. That mini's not going to help you. Connie has nowhere to go. Smarties comes back and grabs the cart. It's going to be one last fight to determine who takes the lead in the series. Minefield out. There's the dash through. And a lot of damage done. Another just impeccably placed minefield out of Jambon. Another fight-winning ultimate there from the tank. That one picking up 3. And the villains will win back-to-back maps to move up 2-1 in the series.
Play of the game.
Get you some stats there. Okay. Oh. Jambon 20-2. 20-2 on the Wrecking Ball. I think it's Adam Morlock. Let's Adam Morlock. By far the fewest deaths in the lobby. Whew, the Wrecking Ball taking over. And that was an Ultimate map pick as well, by the way, on an Ultimate map pick. So we'll see. We'll see if the Ducks are able to answer on a Hive Mind Villains map pick. Hey, interesting. This match ended up on hold. I wonder what happened here. Ended up on hold at a 2-2. All right. We can change up lineup wise? I don't know. I don't know. I mean, be it Nino on the Tracer or Jambon on that Wrecking Ball. That villains have had somebody come in and pop off and kind of take over. Trying to turn all your attention on Nino, in that case on the Genji there in Colosseo. And Jambon ends up with kind of free reign. A lot of room to work. I mean, it's a great Wrecking Ball map as well, though. New Junk City is the pick here out of Hive Mind Villains. Back into the Torbjorn band, Maga band coming out from the villains.
Ready for battle.
It is Overwatch time. Oh, Caracol, now I'm hungry.
Five, four, three, two, one. Initial flashpoint. Arena.
Smart coming out on a far for the first time tonight. We got a bit of a push around the top side, a little ring around the rosy here to kick things off on Arena. Devilwood also back into the Cassidy, which we saw early on map 1. Now coming back on to Tracer here. Devilwood already. Look how much damage Devilwood has already done in this. 76% to that first ultimate. Look at all the other DPS. Every other DPS in the lobby is 30 to 40 right now. Oh, and Devilwood goes down. So much for getting that early Deadeye here to help hold on to this point. I mean, we did get first cap out of Ultimation. Oh, Clash taking over here at the end. Smarties gets the surprise direct. Just kind of appeared out of the nowhere with the direct, but still had raid boss Nino to get past. Nino's been the final boss of Hive Mind Villains tonight. Hyper Ring into the Deadeye, turn in the corner, get as much damage as they can down on Jambon. Jambon forced to hit that Nemesis form. There's back to a lot of bullets flying in. Combat roll helps survive through the pulse bomb. Nicely timed there, but Annihilation out of Jambon is looking dangerous. That's 2 fists, 2 deaths on the back of it. Now the Tendril attached down to Devilwood. Flawless fight there out of the villains. Not a whole lot of speed here for Ultimation to work with. They're going to slowly make their way up onto this point. The Pharah gets the touch, but Smarties will get blasted out of the sky trying to pop that ultimate. We do have an orbital ray throw it out here to try to help Cajun win this out, see if they can batter through all the health of Extreme Jam Bomb, but there's an Immortality field out. Now the Annihilation here from Cajun. Able to muscle through Crumb, but the Ducks find themselves down in the fight. And with Seagull down, Cajun health bars not coming back up anytime soon. You do have a couple of maybe Brig packs. Oh no, the Brig is very distracted by Clash there in the corner. Still able to pick up a kill before Neno takes them down. Smarties returns to get the kill, but Pulse Bomb out from Neno. Finds their second in the fight, and that's going to be the villains hanging on. Oh, we're headed to Ducks next. Defender's advantage for the villains. I love holding that little room when we see Jambon sitting. You just have some good options there. Are going to fall back. Where's everybody else positioned? Looks like the villains are kind of spread out across this point. Jambon drops down low. Cajun goes in to try to find these two supports there in the back line. Meanwhile, back on the objective, Jambon throws out the Annihilation. He's already able to batter through Morlock with that. Oh, it's just dirty. Just when it looks like the villains are very scattered and kind of spread out across the map, they converge on just the right target. Cajun's not able to find those two supports. Yeah, we're seeing Dimension stick in this Brig Juno setup. Kind of the early iteration. Deadeye out from Devilwood here, trying to take the high ground. Ant Matrix from the other side, though. Clash not able to do much with that. Ant Matrix does get forced back. Let's check back in on Cajun here with this high ground control. Oop. The Vortex lands a little short to get much done on that, but able to hold these three at bay for the moment. Crumb does manage to make it out and get the Sunbearer onto the point, but Clash doesn't get it, so Overclock not going to be a factor here. Barrage from the high ground will find Caudy. Also mention brawl it out here in this fight. Fight their way back in, not go down 0-2. Smarty's making the far work here. You know, what is kind of an indoor map. Not a lot of room to work with, I feel like, on this point. On multiple of these points here. Yep, Nano trying to push it on that left-hand side. Keeping Smarty's a little uncomfortable, but Smarty's able to back up. A little bit of peel required as Clash has moved up to this high ground. Warlock goes in and try to hunt them down, at least keep them at bay, mark that flank. Once again, we're seeing the villains really try to stage a surround kind of formation. Ends up being Clash dropping the OC here from long range, just right out of the main front door. %81 on the board for the Ducks. Cage and Smarties both extremely low, but so far staying up. Well, spoke too soon for Smarties. Cajun still alive. The stick is in, and Nano is going to deliver the 99 to 92 round here, or sub-map flashpoint on over to the villains. They're one flashpoint away from taking the series.
Next flashpoint, bomb flags.
Gemma trying to disrupt this despite the supports being so far behind this fight. Thing was trying to see if they could, intercept Ultra Mention, not allow them to get this defender's advantage, at least keep them uncomfortable. Oh, the whip shot ends up being a boop right into Seagull. That could have been dangerous. Mine started out on the point here from Jambon. There is a rally in play, but Connie, here with an Amp Matrix, could just force Ultra Mention back. Succeeds in doing so. Dylan wants that space. Tectonic shock here along this right flank. When not able to get much with it, only got 2 of the 4 shots out of that ultimate, and Nano comes up with a kill. Sound Barrier only finds 3, but it's enough to get this high-power Tracer into the duel, and a bit of a mismatch against Smarty. Smarty's working around the outside, so everybody else turns their attention on to Cajun. Really nicely played there out of Villains, and they're going to flip the point. Yeah, I mean, y'all are cooking. They end up in the Venture Tracer. So kind of looking back at y'all's hero suggestions, I mean, you're not too far off. They felt they needed the Tracer to help match Nino. Ooh, Nino wanted the pulse on the back of that pile drive. Won't quite get it, but Seagull very low. Won't take many bullets to finish off the Juno. Moves up, can't land the melee. Woo, nice pulse. Ooh, the recall out, and Nino just barely able to avoid that. Ooh, and draws Smarties in. Gets the execution. 67% on the board. The rest of Dimension hightailing it out here. Let's just get back into some Ninopov. They are forced to recall. Last chance here for Ultimate Mission in the series. Warlock is low. No help. Volley of headshots will be the end of the brig. Back on the point. Jampon's got a minefield out. The rest of Villains hiding very far back here. Smarty's trying to go in, but there's an overclock out of Clash. Has to kind of dance around the corner. Clash with the slide. Still wants to take him down. Ends up finding both DPS in their crosshairs. Both of them will fall. And the Villains are cleaning it up here. It's looking like a 3-0 to close out New Junk City and take the dub in the series. Congratulations. The Villains will move in up to 4-0 here to start off Season 4. Jambon was a force to be reckoned with all day long. 2 deaths back on Colosseo, 2 deaths on New Junk City. No, 31-2 as well. Those 2 real standouts here today. Real standouts here today. Tough series. I mean, that was a little bit of Chris there going on in that one. Dimension are able to take the first map, but Villains roar back with that big full hold on Blizzard World. And that's where we really started to see the Nino Jambon duo take off. the Jam Neno. Or was it the Neno Bond? Either way, I mean, that was 19-2, 18-2. We move on. I mean, Jam Bond's 20-2. They're in map 3 at Colosseo, and then 25-2 once we move into New Junk City. So Jambon had as many deaths in maps 2 through 4 as they had in map 1.